Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
Money's coming to me.
Capitalism, American-style capitalism, is under assault. We know it's not perfect because there's no perfect system because human beings aren't perfect. But there's a real assault, and it's not just the Green New Deal. A so-called moderate Joe Biden presidential administration would dismantle a lot of things that made America the best, most amazing country ever to grace the face of the earth, and all in the name of social justice and redistribution.
Well, you didn't complain, Payne.
Our economy is surging along. It's surging. You
didn't complain when the market just keeps going up every day. But you're starting to learn something, aren't you? That this market that's going up every day is fraud. It's a game. It's fake. You got companies that the stock price is probably 200% more than it should be. Yeah, 200%. This whole rally has been fake since 2008. You can't keep printing $120 billion a month and keep pushing it into the market where you buy all the bad debt from the terrible companies and from the bad banks just to keep them alive. Yeah, just keep printing $120 billion every month and go out and buy all the bad debt from the companies to keep them alive. Same thing, buy the bad debt from the banks, keep them alive. Keep doing this. We've been doing this for 12 years. And you see, Payne knows now it's coming to the end. See, this is when it comes to the end, when you get these last big surges. And when that surge stops, that's when it crashes. When we had people have absolutely no clue. I sit here every day I sit here. You should learn how to short. You should learn how to short. Know when to get out of the 85% of the people lose money because they don't know when to get out of the market. It just goes over everybody's head. You have no idea what's coming. You've had Payne and you've had all of Fox Business and you've had all of Bloomberg and all the rest of them, CNBC, lying to you for 12 years. thinking the market was going up because we're getting some value. We weren't getting any value. What do we find out after 12 years? Our economic growth was just pathetic, 2%. 2%. Are you kidding me? And that's going to come back to haunt you. 2% economic growth. 20% of the population is creating that 2%. The 80% are in debt up to their neck. And now they're going to get more debt, but they call it stimulus. That's a great idea. Put more debt on top of debt. What are you, nuts? Think about this. The dot-com. When we had the dot-com in 2000, 2004, that big dot-com rally, the market went up 218%. There was no QE then. 218%. It dropped, went down 39%. Housing con, 290%. Came down 54%. Remember the housing con? It was all pushed up by easy credit. Anybody could buy a house. Didn't care if you had a job. They never even checked and see if you had a job or had any income. Nobody cared. That blew up as well. These are man-made bubbles. Dot-com was a man-made bubble. The housing con was a man-made bubble. Here's the bubble of all bubbles, and people haven't got a clue what's going to happen to them. I want you to think about this. If the dot-com rally only went up 218% and the housing con rally went up 298%, think about the rally we're in now, the QE rally, has gone up 410% while the economy is going down. And the economy has been going down for 12 years. Even when Trump was pushing the market up 32%, the economy was going down 35%. For heaven's sakes. And remember what they've been doing to push this economy up. The Federal Reserve, the gangsters who own that, they're more dangerous than ISIS. They're financial terrorists. Think about this for a moment. If you go back from 1915 to the year 2000, right before the dot-com crash, 2000, 2004, that was 85 years. During that 85 years, they went and they printed money and purchased $500 billion worth of corporate debt. Take it off their balance sheet, the corporation balance sheet, put it on their own balance sheet so to help out the corporation. $500 billion over 85 years. Took 85 years. That's all the debt they bought in 85 years to help any struggling company. $500 billion. What are you, nuts? Do you know what we're doing right now? We're doing $120 billion a month. And then go from the year 2000 to 2008 when we had the housing con and finance con. That's just in 8 years, they went in and helped companies and bought their debt, $750 billion worth of debt. So $750 billion worth of corporate debt and government debt. They went and printed money and bought that debt off their balance sheet and gave them a credit card to help them move along. Took 8 years to go to $750 billion. You know where we are now in 12 years? We're at $17 trillion. $17 trillion. Do you get that? The Federal Reserve had to print money, and this is how bad the economy is, and had to go in and buy $17 trillion worth of bad debt from the banks, from the government. Are you kidding? To keep them propped up. $17 trillion in 12 years when it took 85 years to do $500 billion, took 8 years to do $700 billion, where they went in and they bought the same debt like they're buying now. But in 12 years, $17 trillion, doesn't that tell you what's going on? You have no idea what's going to happen in this crash. Nobody does. They have no idea. Now, think about this. We've gone from in 2008, the Federal Reserve went from printing $85 billion a month to keep interest rates at zero. That was in 2008 to $120 billion a month today. $120 billion a month today. 120 billion. You get that? 85 billion to 120 billion a month. A month. That's insane. Any economy needing an average of 41 billion in stimulus a day, or 2.5 trillion a month, since September 17, 2019, is an economy that's in real deep trouble. It's on life support. It's on its last leg. And this last rush of money that's coming in right now, when people ask, well, how do you know when the market's going to crash? This is setting up, just like all other crashes. But this one is going to be so serious, so bad, because there's a big difference. The last two crashes, the dot-com and the housing con, they had a way to put the brakes on while it was crashing. They had two options how to put the brakes on to slow that crash down, to control the crash. Those are gone now. There's no control. It's like a freight train going down a mountain and with no brakes. The other two had brakes. This freight train doesn't. And what are those brakes? I'll tell you when I come back from this break what the brakes are. This is unbelievable. People have no clue. They're just going on with their lives like, oh, the government's going to take care of us. Federal Reserve keep taking care of us. Really? Be right back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Graney, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from. All that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day? That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026.
Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. So, you know, they're not being honest with this stimulus. This stimulus doesn't help anything. Matter of fact, it hurts the country. It really does. You just pay for it later on, that's all. Look, you can't keep taking and printing money to keep things alive. It just doesn't work that way. I mean, when you look at what's going on with the amount of money that every day they started out, think about this. This just doesn't make any sense. The market's not going up because of productivity. The market's not going up because we're starting new companies. What makes this country thrive is entrepreneurs, not GE, not IBM, not Netflix. It's the new company. Because remember, the big companies got big by buying the startups. Because the startups, they're entrepreneurs, they're innovative. They come up with more patents than anybody else. And I remember Cisco. When Cisco first started, that's how they grew. They were buying like 20 companies, it seemed like a day. That's how they grew. They depended on startup businesses, but no more. It's hard to start up a business. The government doesn't want to do it. They fight you. It's called crowding out. The government is so far in debt that they're borrowing so much money. If you go to a bank and try to start a business, very hard. They raise rates on you because they don't have much money to lend you because the government needs all the money. It's called crowding out. When you keep crowding out the entrepreneur and startup businesses, you're killing the country. Because the entrepreneur, he's the one that drives this country, the production, the ideas, the innovation. It's the entrepreneur. And that's the middle class. When you get rid of the middle class, you get rid of the new startups. And that's what they've done. The middle class is almost gone, shrinking. But here's the real problem and why you got to know when to get out of this market. Yes, when they stimulate, think of all the stimulation to move this market up. $120 billion a month to purchase the debt of corporations to keep their stock going up. And then you have $75 billion to keep the banks alive for the repo market. $75 billion a month they print and give to the banks so they stay in business. $26 billion an hour. They're purchasing every hour, printing $26 billion to keep interest rates at zero. They're printing another $750 billion a month to keep buying, give to the CEOs to keep buying their stock back, to do stock buybacks to keep on shrinking the amount of shares they have because they're not making money. You can't make money when only 20% of the population is making money and is contributing to our economic growth of 2%. 20%. The other 80% is so far in debt, they're not contributing. So they have to go out and print $750 billion a month, give it to the CEOs to keep on shrinking the amount of shares they have outstanding because every month their profits get worse. So all they do is just keep lowering the amount of shares they have. So when their profits come in, i.e. earnings come in, then they can fake them and just keep buying. Okay, I got to buy more of my shares. I got to shrink more of my shares. I got to go from 7 million shares now down to 6 million, and my stock will go up $5. Next month, your profits get worse. Your earnings go down even more. Now you're going to buy back 2 million of your shares. You're going to bump it up 2 million of your shares. Now you got enough. You got your shares are so few. When you spread your lousy earnings over it, the stock goes up again. So the stock at a minimum, these stocks at a minimum are 180% overpriced. That's why QE used to be a felony, because brokers should not be selling you stocks, especially in your 401k that's 180% overpriced. But here's the thing you need to know. See, we used to have breaking power on the other two when crashes happened. Go back to the dot-com crash. So dot-com, right, they rallied up 218% and she dropped 40%. Why not 70? Why not 80? Why not 90? Because we had a braking mechanism in place. What does that mean? That means that we had people who were shorting the market. See, when the market starts going down and you got hedge funds that specialize in shorting, as the market goes down, they're making money and they stop and take profits. That puts the brakes on, so the market goes up. Then starts going down again and they're making more money. And then now they want to take those profits, they have to buy those shares. And the market goes back up again. It slows it down. But here's the big one. And during the dot-com days, our short-term rates were at 6.25%. 6.25%. That's your ammo. You hear them talk about ammo. We don't have any ammo left. This is what it means. At 6.25%, that means there's 625 basis points. That means you can make 20 cuts, interest rate cuts. So as the market starts collapsing, as the dot-coms were collapsing, they kept making cuts. They had 20 of them to do that. That's why the market stopped going down at 39%. Because they had ammo. They had the rates were at 6.25%. That gave you 625 basis points. So that's about 20 cuts. Now, when a housing con came, same thing. They had their shorts in position, so people were shorting, and then they take their profits. They will put the brakes on. Stock market would go up for a while. But the big thing was they cut rates. They same thing. They had about 25 cuts. And each time they cut, it slowed the market down. And finally, on the housing con, we had one cut left. So it stopped at 54%. Now let's think about this. The dot-com rally went up 218%. It dropped 39%. The crash went down 39% because we had what? We had 625 basis points. We could have 20 cuts just to help it from crashing, even going further. Our housing con went up 298%. But we also had 625 cuts available to us. That's why the market went down and stopped at 54. Do you know what this means? This market's up 410%. Not 218, not 298. And we have no arrows in our, we have nothing. We have no ammo. There's no shorting. There's no hedge funds that short anymore. How can you short when the market keeps going up? They're not around. And we don't have any ammo. We don't have 625 cuts. So I'm going to explain what that means.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, BoydInvestigativeGroup.com.
License number A1900020.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Remember to subscribe to my Phil's Gang YouTube channel to get both my live and archived radio shows. Also, my free Phil's Take on the stock market. Also, sign up and get a free 10-day chart and membership trial. That's right. I hope you're listening to me on my new YouTube channel. And then remember, every Friday, I give you my take on the market. Matter of fact, last Friday, we're getting a lot of hits on that one, is because I identify how the market now is progressing, getting closer and closer to the crash. I'm going to bring you right up to the crash. I'm going to do part 2 this Friday. So make sure you check it out and make sure you hit subscribe, especially share. You should share it with your friends, okay? And I'm telling you, that's a great video I did. It's a series of videos bringing you right up to the date it crashed. I'm going to be the only one that's going to call this crash right before it happens. I'm going to do it in advance, and I have before. I can do it again. And the thing is, 85% of the people, okay, are going to get. They're just going to get killed. They're going to get killed. All right, think about this. That's why when I say to you, join my gang for 10 days free, please learn how to understand when the market is going to go down, when your stock is going to go down. There is no reason for anybody to get caught. They aren't going to tell you. Payne's not going to tell you. Did Payne tell you about 1987? He probably wasn't even born in 87. Did he tell you about 2005 or 2000 to 2004, the dot-com crash? I did. How about the housing crash? I called that way before. I mean, not just myself, but others, but I called that. And now with the technology we have, with our color-coded technology, which we're following the money, that's the whole thing. The idea is you got to follow the money. You follow the institutional money. They got all the inside information. They got all the algorithms. They're getting. You got to know when they're getting out so you can get out. Your broker's not going to tell you to get out because remember, your broker makes money by keeping you in. Especially in 401ks. Can you imagine a 401k you're not allowed to switch your position when the market goes down? Now, remember how this market's going to crash this time. And mark this down. Phil Grandy said this on January 13th at 3:36 p.m. This is going to be the biggest crash ever, and it's going to be the fastest because there's no way to stop it. Again, remember what stops the crash going down. If you have, and we had this tool, as I said, in both 2008, okay, I mean 2000, the dot-com crash and the housing crash. We had this tool. So what's the tool? Our short-term interest rates were at 6.25. That gave us 25 rate cuts. So that's why the market, okay, yeah, you think it's bad. It went down 35%. The other one went down, I think it was 55%, something like that. But it could have been much worse. Well, there's no way to stop this crash. It's just impossible. It's no way. You can't stop this. If the other ones went down 39 and 54%, if a market that went up 218% dropped 39%, and you had two tools. You had 25 rate cuts to stop it from going down further, both of these. And also, remember, you had shorts. There's no one around shorting anymore. There's no hedge funds around who just specialize in. How can you? Are you going to open up a hedge fund knowing you're putting in $120 billion a month, printing $100 billion a month? So they go to all the companies that you usually short that are in trouble, that are losing money, but their stock keeps going up and up and up. So their stock prices are going. I mean, think about it. What's going on here? So these companies, these hedge funds, are out of business because companies are going up while they're not making money. So they're printing $120 billion a month to purchase a company A. Let's say we'll take Ace Company. So they go in and buy all of Ace Company's debt and put it on their balance sheet and give them a credit card. They should be out of business. No, they're still in business. And then they turn around and they print another $75 billion, make sure the banks stay in business. And I mean, this is crazy. So when the market starts collapsing this time, we have nothing to stop it. And we're at 410%. Not. Remember, we're not at 298. We're not at 218. This is a 410% rally. Now, also understand this: the stimulus. It's the worst thing you can do for a bad economy. We didn't need stimulus. We needed jobs. You know what we needed? We didn't need stimulus, printing money, and then giving the money to everybody. That's ridiculous. That doesn't help anybody. We need the government to cut spending. That was the solution, to cut spending, not stimulus checks. Instead of giving out stimulus checks, the government, which is totally incompetent, doesn't do anything well. They're lazy. They're prone to fraud. They needed to cut spending. But what do? Already in deep red in historic debt. What do they decide to do? Oh, we should trust them, our government, who is so incompetent, doesn't do anything well, to put us in more debt by printing more money. Are you kidding? Think about it. Stimulus checks are not a solution to a screwed up economy. In fact, stimulus checks removes what we need the most: incentive to create. Productivity, that's what we need. We need the government to cut their damn overhead, cut their expenses, and then provide money to entrepreneurs to start new business, startup business, where 70% of our economy comes from. For heaven's sakes, that's what we should have been doing, not keep cutting stimulus checks. And then printing all this money for the $75 billion a month, the $26 billion an hour to purchase treasuries to keep rates at zero, so we could then go to the company and print another $750 billion to buy all this bad debt, so we can loan them at zero interest rates. Imagine how stupid we are. They turn around and they're printing $750 billion to go and buy the company's bad debt, all these companies' bad debt. And then they spend another, whatever the heck it is, $26 billion an hour to go buy treasury, keep interest rates at zero. So they keep interest rates at zero to go buy their bad debt, a company that's already failing, so make sure it keeps going up in the stock so that the 1 percentile get really rich. Isn't that stupid? Now let's think about this, stimulus checks. You don't increase productivity or innovation when you send out a stimulus check. Give them a job. How? By creating new startup businesses. But see, they can't do that. See, Obama couldn't do that because new startup businesses goes against everything there is when it comes to socialism. Remember, socialism, you got to get rid of the middle class. Socialism, communism, you got to get rid of the middle class. You got to get rid of innovation. You're talking about collectivism. You can't have innovation. You can't be people being individuals. That's what entrepreneurs are. No, you got to stop them quick. That's why Obama had the solution right in front of him in 2008, but he couldn't do startup businesses. He would have lost his base, the same exact base he has. We see right now, all these communists and socialists. Now, if the $2,000 check or the $600,000, whatever check they're going to send out, 600, 200, if that was the solution, which they're saying is, then why the hell aren't we sending out $100,000 to each person? Think about it. If someone says to me, I'm CEO of my company, and a person comes to me that works for me and says, I got a solution for this problem. We need to send out a $2,000 check. Oh, is it going to work? Oh, yes, it's going to work. That's the solution to this problem. Send them out a $2,000 check. I say, well, why do that? Why don't we really throw some money at it? If it's going to work, does it really matter if we throw $2,000 at it? Let's throw $20,000 at it. Let's throw $100,000. As long as we know it's a solution, it's going to work. The reason they only do 600 and 200, and they don't send 10,000 or 100,000, because they know it's not the solution. They're masking the problem. That's why they only want to send out $600, because they know this is not the solution. Stimulus has never been a solution. The problem is you got to fix the government. They're spending too much. You got to force them to cut, but the government's not going to cut. So what do? As the stock market goes up, we make sure we keep buying the right stocks, keep making money. Here we are. We're going to keep making money. We're up 35% with Starbucks. We're up 46% with DRI. We'll just keep going long until the day comes. We'll go short. That's what you need to do.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com.
Thinking about investing in the stock market? Go to philsgang.com, where we have over 50 years experience in trading and investing in the stock market. Phil's Gang teaches you how to make profits in the market with stock chart analysis, up-to-the-minute alerts, and always keeping you informed with professional guidance in long and short-term positions. Go to philsgang.com or call one of our professional staff to answer your questions. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Stop wondering about your financial future and start doing something about it.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grain at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. And that's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, BoydInvestigativegroup.com.
License number A1900020.
Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Hope you're listening to me on my YouTube channel. And also remember, every Friday go and I do my take on the economy. It's free. And we have a real good video in here I put in last Friday, and I'm keeping you up to date each Friday as to how we're getting closer and closer to the crash. In the meantime, they have stepped up the amount of money they're putting in the Federal Reserve to keep pumping the stock market higher and higher. That's what they do before any crash. And then you know the crash is coming when they start pulling back. So I'm tracking that for all my gang members. Look, join my gang. It's free for 10 days. And you'll see the $39.95, the gang membership, it's well worth it. Also, we have the color-coded chart. You get that free for 10 days. Tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell, which means short. So easy. If you can push a button on your car, you can short a stock. It's so simple. But they made it all, dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. No, it's dangerous if you don't know how to short. Can you imagine your 401k, how you're going to get slaughtered? Oh, my God. You're going to just get slaughtered because there's no way to stop the market to slow it down. I told you that earlier in the show. We don't have the option now of 25 interest rate cuts. And we don't have the luxury where we had hedge funds who just specialize in shorting, whereas they're shorting the market is collapsing. They stop it from going down for a while because they have to take their profits by buying the stock. Those options are gone. So what they've done for 12 years, the very, very wealthy, the top 1 percentile, has made a fortune for themselves. And you see, here's the problem. You have to ask yourself, why is it that during the dot-com, they made sure interest rates weren't at zero because they wanted to make sure when the market crashed during the dot-com, they had 25 cuts to slow it down. Now think about this for a minute, to slow it down. That's the key. They made sure they didn't go down to zero. You don't go to zero because you go to zero, you're taking your ammo away. So they were able to stop the dot-com from going down. Instead of going down 75%, it stopped at 39% because they could put 25 cuts in. They used all but one. When the housing crash came, same thing. We had 625 basis points. The interest rates was 6.25. That gave us 625 basis points, which gave us 25 cuts. So housing started to crash, the market started to go down. We had 25 cuts that we could slow it down. So instead of going down 75, 80%, we slowed it down and stopped down at 54%. That's on a 298% gain. Remember, we stopped at 39% on a 218% gain. We're at 410%. Are you nuts? And no, they didn't care. They got so greedy. They wanted to keep pushing this market up so much. They didn't give a damn. They said, let's just keep driving the interest rates down to zero. What do we care? What do we care if they're, at the end of the day, when the market crashes, we have no ammo? We're going to make a fortune shorting it. See, that's how the Federal Reserve thinks. These are human people. They're not human beings. They think they are, that run this thing. The 200 richest families in the country that run this thing. And they also control, remember, the 500 stocks, the S&P 500. So this stimulus that you keep hearing about, how they're going to give this check and that check, believe me, all stimulus, you pay for it. There's nothing free. You pay for it through taxes. You pay for it. Every time you get that stimulus check and you think it's free, it's not. Because when you go, they got that stimulus money by printing it, and that's destroying the value in your dollars that you're holding on to in savings or your wallet. And you can buy less and less and less with those dollars. They're not helping you. You think they are, but they're not. They're not helping you. They would have helped you if they made sure they had the interest rates at 6.5%, so we had some safety net when the market crashed. They would have been helping you if the government cut their spending. That was the solution. Cut the big spending and do startup businesses. They didn't do that. They don't care. They just wanted to make sure the market kept going up. Keep interest rates at zero. And right now, they're printing $120 billion every month to go to all these companies that are failing to make sure they don't fail. Isn't that ridiculous? And our government's spending $6.5 trillion, but they only have an income of $3.4 trillion. I mean, look at these crazy people. Whether you like Trump, hate Trump, is that what they should be working on? He's out of office in a few days, and they're going to spend all their time on that? instead of your 401k? What should they do about your 401k right now before the market crashes? And if you think the market's not going to crash, you got to be out of your mind. You got to be out of your mind. So join my gang. So when the market does start to crash, and it doesn't happen overnight, the crash started in 2018. Remember we had remember the pandemic. Okay, we had that 33% crash right there. Remember, they stopped that crash. They moved it right back up with all the stimulus. That doesn't help. That's not helpful. So instead of giving out these stimulus checks, they should have been creating jobs. Bottom line. They should be creating. And remember, government funds all stimulus from taxes that they collect. You think this stuff is free? You know, the government is taxing Americans every day. And then all they're doing is giving those taxes back to us. That's all. That's all that's going on. You know, our schools, instead of teaching, the school system, instead of teaching how wonderful Karl Marx is, should they be teaching our kids that at a young age, when managing a household, never take on debt during a crisis? I think that would be better than teaching them about Karl Marx, don't you? See, why would you take on debt during a crisis? Because during a crisis, there's no guarantee your paycheck is going to keep coming in. There's an uncertainty with that. This is nuts. The $1,200 stimulus check, if you get one, is not free money. It's debt. It's a hidden tax on each one of us. It's added to our national debt. Each individual, each one of us, we are responsible for $84,000 of our $27 trillion national debt. We're responsible. That's our share. But you say I don't get a bill. Of course you do. What are you, stupid? Of course you get a bill. What's wrong with you? When you go to buy milk next week, and that's up in price, you go to your health insurance up 65% in the last 2 years. That's why it goes up. When you have that national debt going up and up, we're now at $27 trillion. Are you out of your mind? We owe $84,000. You don't think how do you think they get? That's not free money. We owe that, each one of us. So prices go up. And Biden says, oh, he's going to just tax the rich. That's a lie. You don't just tax the rich. Here's an example. If you raise taxes on the wealthy, they're the one that create jobs. So let's say a guy buys McDonald's franchises. Now all of a sudden, the taxes aren't low. He wants to raise them way up. So instead of buying 12 franchises, he's going to buy 2. So he's just going to buy 2 instead of 12. Okay, 2. So that means all these other shops, all the other franchises that he would have bought, but now he's not going to buy, that means there's no more jobs. We're missing the opportunity for 10 more McDonald's. They could have created more jobs. And that trickles down in your community. Because when a person is working and you lose your job, what happens is it affects the dry cleaner. It affects everybody you do business with. It trickles down. So when he says he's not going to tax you and me, only those making $400,000, he's a liar. He's a liar. All politicians are liars. Of course they're going to tax you, and it hurts you. I mean, it's nuts. So all I can do for you, I've been telling you, join my gang, and why don't you follow me with McDonald's? I also said, why don't you follow me with Intel? And look what happened to our Intel today. It went straight up today. I mean, how many times do I tell you in the show? I always say, look, follow me. How about, remember I said to you, why don't you follow me with Carnival Cruise Line? Nobody wanted that. Nobody wanted it. Everybody was laughing, right? Well, we're up 38%. I told you, join the gang and follow me with Carnival Cruise. I told you, join the gang and follow me with the oil refiner. Nobody was buying oil refiners. Now we're up 55%. But the key is not being up 55% is know when to get out in time and then make money on the way down. Join my gang. I'm reaching out to you to help you. You reach out to St. Jude when you're making money. Because for the first time, you're going to make money when the market goes down. Hey, I'll see you on the charts. Join my gang. Listen to me on my YouTube channel.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.